Hi, it's Marco from Moose Montpellier, editor of Punchline Magazine, and welcome to Punchline Talks. I'm here by Gloucester Quays. There it is over there. We've got Costa, Premier Inn, next across the way over there. There's over the docks. And we've got Adrian Goodall. Hi, Adrian.
Hi, Mark. Good to see you.
Well, fantastic result last night. We're at the council meeting for the planning of here. Can you tell us what happened, please?
Well, I think relieved, Mark. After 5 years, 5 schemes, we finally got a scheme that has got a planning consent. Relieved. We just want to get on with it now. It's a good scheme. It's the right scheme for Gloucester. It delivers the regeneration of Downings Malthouse, and it also delivers new apartments with the latest technology, 100% EV car parking, air source heat pumps, PV, and a place to work and live.
Now, part of the objection was obviously the height that it's going to be, because it is going to be 10 stories, but at the end of the day it has to wash its face. That's what the planning councillor said, or planning officer said. At the end of the day, you couldn't have the restaurants underneath anymore, you're going to lose money, and therefore it had to have the height and the scopes. Is that around right?
That's the fundamental issue, Mark. When we originally had the 2016 consent, we had 18,000 square feet of restaurants on the ground floor, and that was generating a £6 million subsidy invested into the heritage, and that market collapsed in about 2019, so we had to find another way of generating that revenue. The tall tower is not to everyone's liking, but the common denominator of everybody is that tower will secure the safeguard of Downings Malthouse, and secondly will deliver, as I said before, new apartments next door, fully compliant with all the current energy requirements, completely fossil fuel free, and a look forward rather than look back for Gloucester.
Now, how long do you reckon it will take now? Obviously we've got scaffolding, the place is falling down. I know you're very keen to get this moving. I know it's probably how long is a piece of string, but
we'd like to get on site as soon as possible. There's some realistic challenges that we need to address. Firstly, there's a number of planning conditions we need to satisfy. There's some concerns expressed to the planning committee that I'm aware the planning officer needs to address through the final review of those conditions. And the Section 106 agreement, I would hope that we could probably resolve those in the next, say, 6 weeks. So if we can finalise the Section 106 agreement and then start the technical design should take about 8 weeks, but what I'd like to do is run that in parallel with the discharge of the conditions. That's all the detail behind the scheme, which will enable us to go out to tender probably in sort of 3 to 4 months' time. It'll be a circa £20 million construction contract. We've got to find a contractor who's interested in building a 10-storey building and taking on the challenge of restoring the 5-storey Downings Malthouse behind it. Probably 3 to 4 months of negotiation with a contractor. So hopefully get a start in by the end of the year. Might push over Christmas, but as soon as we can, we want to be on site.
Okay, so just quickly talk through the site itself. So over here, what would this be?
So 2 aspects to it. What you're looking at the moment is the southern elevation of Downings Malthouse, and that notch you see was cut in there to get access to make the building safe. We're going to keep that notch as a light well. You can see that in the CGIs. So the idea is to put a new steel frame inside that building, clip all the masonry to it to make it secure, and reinstate the features that we salvaged, such as the cast iron columns, some of the window features will go back into the building, and that will be predominantly all residential. There's a small part of the original kiln that we're preserving, and Spago, who have the coffee shop at the Provender, want to run a cake shop in there, which will be quite exciting, with the curved arches retained around it. So that will be a retained feature, otherwise it will be residential. And then in front of that, the hole in the ground, the site of the former concrete silo, that will be the plot for the new 10-storey residential tower building.
And what about this big building here?
Well, the whole significance of this phase is it generates the money to invest into Malthouse extension. We are going to try and overlap the discharge of the planning conditions, the initial enabling works for Malthouse extension. We have a planning consent to convert this building into 74 apartments, in a very different style. Malthouse extension is in much better condition, so it's very much a conversion rather than a reconstruction. So the positive is the tower delivers the refurbishment and restoration of Downings Malthouse. The delivery of Downings delivers the restoration of Malthouse extension and the completion of Baker's Quay.
Well, Adrian, all I can say is congratulations from last night. No, he's put a lot of hard work and effort into it. Thanks for sticking with Gloucester.